Hello everybody, morning, hope you're doing really well. Let me tell you a story before we start our adventure today. About 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, I started my journey into the possible opportunity to record all of the ruined churches that straddle Romney Marsh. The first one I did was Midley Church with Emma. And I remember it very, very well on a windy day full of sheep. And that one's on the channel, so if you want to check that out, type in Midley Church. Today, however, we've finally, after all those years, continued and done our second one. It's not that big, but it's a ruined church, and I know you're going to like it, so stay with me. What are you waiting for?
Eastbridge Church must have been in its past a small and beautiful church that now forms part of the ruined churches of the Romney Marsh area. Built around the 12th century, the church was upgraded not long after in the 13th century to incorporate a new west front, which is thought to have been built onto the nave, as well as a tower to be built as a later addition. The church would have been like others on the marsh, as a vital hub for the scattered community. And with this, the church became an appendage to the manor of Eastbridge. Its demise came in the late 15th century when it needed repairs, and then the final blow came with the dissolution of the monasteries in the mid-16th century. The church was built of stone, and all that's left are fragments of the tower and the west wall of the nave, now almost being taken over by nature. Thankfully, this has been given Grade 2 listed status, and this place really is a small reminder of how, when left alone, over time, nature slowly reclaims the past.
Right, welcome to Eastbridge Church ruins. Hardly anything here, it's not the point, as we always say. So we've just sort of started roughly at the back a little bit, because as you walk around here, there are remnants of bits of rubble and masonry scattered within the overgrowth. In fact, if I have faith, through the overgrowth you can get a rough picture of what this place would have looked like. But really, for this short and wonderful video, again looking on the floor, this short and wonderful video, the iconic section of this church is here. And that alone surely is a beautiful thing. With all the rubble and the masonry, it's a beautiful little construction of what's left of a church that really is quite symptomatic of the churches that are around this area. So in essence, yes, it might be a ruin, but it's better to be here to remind you of something than it completely disappearing from history. And what the best thing about it is it is on a cycle route through Romney Marsh, and I thoroughly recommend, if you do get an opportunity whilst you're in the area, you should totally check this place out, because yes, it's small, but it is history, and its ruin, I think, is perfect if you wanted a little photo shoot. If you want a little photo shoot, I'd say come here. Well, it's difficult to park. As we can see, the square holes below where probably the beams would have been. It's beautiful. That is it. That is literally it. Unfortunately, and as you can see, it would have stretched out. Sorry, went backwards. Stretched out across, but it's totally overgrown now. And again, don't mind that at all. But it's just a wonderful little church ruin that is just so beautiful as you. I think the best thing about it is as you walk through this wonderful little arched path here, this romantic gesture of sort of just here, and even though there is a house, which is the only house that's here, it's I'd say, now I'm going to say this, if you've got a young family and you want to go and escape somewhere and have a picnic, come here. It's just perfect. You know, nice patch of grass, just chill out here, completely out of the way. Faint echoes of traffic and everything else are still here, as you would expect. It's hard to escape that these days. But then you're standing under a ruin that had a sorry history. Of course it did. It wouldn't be a ruin, would it? I didn't say that. Really. Has there ever been a church ruin that's got a positive tale to tell? Probably not, because it's a ruin, isn't it? And even the ones that are still fully intact, well, you know, you never know. But what you've got to understand is that, like Midley Church, the fragments of what are here, it just gives you an understanding of, when you look out across this marshy land, really does put into perspective really the importance of religion on these places. And that's something else that you always need to consider. The fact that, you know, religion was such an important thing. The fact that there are just churches dotted around these tiny village communities, so much so, really gives some influence and perspective on the whole scheme of things, you know. But there you go. That's it, everybody. Tiny little video for today. But yeah, we've documented it. And that's the most important thing, as I always say. We'll walk around it one more time. Like I said, apart from your history lesson, outside of that, there's really not much else to say. And I'm not going to climb on that for the sheer fact that it's seen enough damage in its lifetime, it doesn't need any more. Especially from my heffalump feet, don't need that. So yeah, there you go. Any more words of Phoenix history? Thank you so much for coming along with me, just exploring this tiny little ruin. Important though it is on this landscape. Take care. Feel free to share the channel, spread the word of the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Love to all of you out there. Take care, everybody, because history matters. And doesn't it just, no matter how small, I always say that, it doesn't have to be a large place. It doesn't have to be abandoned to make it historically important. It's just that it survives. Take care, everybody. Cup.